to lovely peeps. So this weekend is a long weekend in Western Australia. It's WA Day on Monday, so I'm heading out to the gorgeous, glorious Margaret River for the weekend with my family, and we're staying in a little accommodation right in the middle of the forest near Yallingup, so I'm pretty excited. And before I even thought about packing my knickers for the weekend, you all know that the bug of plein air painting has bitten well and truly, so I'm taking a couple of things with me, hoping that I'll find a little bit of time to sneak in a little bit of painting. If not, that's okay, but I'd rather be planned just in case it does happen. I just thought I'd share with you a little bit about my equipment that I'm taking with me. As I said, I'm really new to plein air painting, but a lot of these things have been inspired by friends' journeys and also from what I know about my little creative journey as well. So in my kit, I have a little trolley box that everything's going into. Hubby has said that this will fit in the back of the car. It was his suggestion to take a few paints with me. So fingers crossed I get a chance to paint. So in my little trolley, I have got a little hobby caddy. This is an amazing little piece of equipment. I can pop all sorts of things in there. It fits in a tote bag. I can just take that along wherever I go. There's lots of pockets for knick-knack things. And all my equipment goes in there, so it's easy for me to pack it away and store it when I'm at home, or if I'm going away, I can just grab and go. So inside I've got a couple of little S-hook thingies, a clamp or two, some pegs just in case, palette knives, that's to move the paint or even to paint with. I always have a little pastel pencil with me. This one is a Cartafello. These are just things that I really like and find really useful regardless of what I'm painting. In my kits, I'm set up to paint with oils this weekend, and I've got a little watercolor kit with me as well, just in case. So in that bag, I have a little bit of Gamblin Galkit Lights and some Solvent 75, which is a really low toxicity solvent. And that's to wash my paintbrushes. That's what the S-hooks are for. And that also contains solvent. Really handy little caddy thing. These are all things that I really get to use painting usually in the studio with my acrylic paints. So it's pretty exciting to get to use these things. I also have my little viewfinder, really handy little piece of gadget there, great for plein air painting. That goes in my little pockets. I've got a limited supply of oil paints that have been gifted to me over time by various friends, and a few of them I've purchased. And it's just an assortment of oil paints. I am still getting a feel for what I love. There's a couple of Art Spectrum in there. I do have the Winsor & Newton Artisan Water Mixable, which I use as normal oil paints. They're not as luscious, but they do the job, and I have them, so I'm using them. And I've accumulated a few extra colours just to try out this weekend. So I've got my Naples Yellow, which is a hue, and I've also popped in, what is the other one? Raw Umber as well. Those in there. A really big white. I've got a pencil and my little notebook. A few little handy hints and tips in there for me as I'm learning. And a few little sketches from my recent plein air excursions. That's going in there. A little tub for my paintbrushes. You always need tape. Tape is a handy thing to have. baby wipes, great for wiping up your hands, and any other little bits and pieces. I also use that to clean my palette off because I am a little bit of a neat freak. So once I'm done, I kind of clean up the areas that I no longer need. And of course, everybody needs like fruit stripe in their bag, just in case I get hungry. I love food just as much as I love painting. Also very handy to have a screwdriver. You never know when you might need it to do all sorts of things like tightening your pochade box on your easel, opening paints, who knows what you'll need it for. I always have paper towel, very handy to mop up messes. I've also got an old raggedy rag cloth. My paintbrushes are in a rack that my mum made me, which is just a lovely little thing, and I think of her every time I use it, which is great. And an assortment of paintbrushes. Generally I only use 1 or 2 brushes when I'm working with plein air because I am still feeling my way, but it never hurts to have a few extras just in case. I also have a recent mop brush purchase, which I purchased yesterday, which I'm pretty excited to try out. Let's see how that goes. Just close that up. So I have separate brushes for oils and acrylics. I don't like to cross-contaminate. It's not really good for the overall result, especially for my acrylics. So those are my plein air brushes that I have in there. I've got a beanie for the really cold weather because we're expecting really frosty winter weather this weekend down in Mugs. Of course, I've got my apron, a very well loved apron that Mum made me as well, and it matches my brush rack. And a little zipper pouch with some bin bags, a couple of pencils, headache tablets, lip balm that goes everywhere with me, and a little multi-purpose tool knife thingy because you never know what you need. Always good to be equipped. Now my amazing pochade box that was very kindly made for me by Alan Pickering. I'm just so in love with this. It makes life so easy. I've got a little tin here for my solvent and my medium in case I need it. And that pops very conveniently into my box. Perfect size. And I don't know what this thingy is called. I wish I knew the technical term, but it's a brilliant thing to have. That works as my easel on my tripod that I have, my camera tripod. Also made by Alan Pickering. Thank you, Alan. And a couple of boards that I have, just various sizes to try out. I have primed some of them. Just got rid of that really daring white color. And I have some more drawing here, because you never know what you're going to need. Of course, I have my fancy camera in case I need it. Hopefully I'll get to see some birds while I'm down there, which will be awesome. But I'm not the most patient person to photograph birds, so who knows what will happen. Better safe than sorry. And I also have my fabulous 3-legged thingy, which is my fancy pants camera tripod, which is really lovely and sturdy for plein air painting. So that was a great investment. And then, with much help from a few friends, inspiration from them, and from YouTube, thank you YouTube, I've built myself a little case for my weight panels. Because I'm new to oils, I am always concerned about how I'm going to transport my work, so I'm going to give that a go. I made that yesterday afternoon. Very excited about that. And then my panels, these are 8x10 panels, so I've made it to fit these. They just slot in like that. hopefully I won't get mess all over our luggage coming home. I'm being overly optimistic taking so many panels, but I never know what I'm going to need because I'm brand new to this. So again, rather have it, if I don't need it, well, it'll come back home and use for another day. So those ones slot in there, and then a few extra little panels in my kit. Just pop that there. So the only thing that doesn't fit in my trolley at this stage, because I made it after I packed my trolley, is my little box, which can go in the back of the car. So I'm very excited. I'm all set and ready to go. I forgot to mention, I've also got my little watercolor set here. This goes everywhere with me. It just fits in a little pouch. And I've got a little visual diary. Relatively new one. Some wipes again, tissues, a little set of go-to colours in watercolour. I usually have some watercolour pencils which I haven't packed in yet. A couple of pens. They're waterproof pens to work with. I like the Sakura pen, the Micron. They're probably my favourite for this purpose. And I have a white gel pen as well for highlights. My watercolor brush is a travel brush, so the water is in that cavity there. Very handy for out and about. And a pencil, an additional brush in case I want to do a big wash, and another pencil because you never know if you're going to break a pencil. And that's about it. And an eraser, just in case. Yeah, so that's everything that's going with me to Margaret River this weekend, and I'm hoping it'll be a fabulous time with my family. I'm really looking forward to having a break and getting away and finding some inspiration in new landscapes. Lots of love.